Hey, hey, everybody. Maybe we don't need no reason why. Come on, come on, come over. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Well, depending on what time it is in the world, it may not be afternoon for you, but I hope that you're doing well wherever you're at, whatever time that it is. And I'm thrilled today to come in with you for just a little bit here and have a chat about the new moon that is coming up in Leo. That's going to be August 8th, 16 degrees, 14 minutes. So make sure you are mapping that out. On your personal chart so you can see exactly where this lunation is going to be happening for you, what it's going to be in contact with. You know, it's really cool to hear about, I think, what's going on in the sky. And this is a delicious way to experience astrology, you know, even if you know nothing else and you're just kind of getting into it, whatever it looks like for you. This is a wonderful thing to just understand what's happening in our transiting sky. But it also gets deeply personal when we bring it down to your own personal chart, your own personal situation. So it's really kind of neat when that happens. So we're going to just wait a few minutes, let everybody come in. I'm going to take an opportunity to just say hello. Hello, grand day to everyone out there. I'm glad some people are getting to catch a live and we're together and it's so nice. And you guys, I'm really excited. Okay, I can't hold it. I'm not supposed to make this announcement until next week, but I'm going to tell you anyways because you're beautiful and you're here. The Astrology Soulmate family mugs and merchandise are just about ready. They'll actually be launching out on August 2nd. So I'm really excited. You'll be able to see them and grab them right here on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to have your little eat and greet mug and be a part of the Astrology Soulmate family, and we can sip and learn about astrology together. Things I like, and it seems like they're things that you guys like as well. Yes, yes, the Lion's Gate, the Lion's Head, we're going to be right in it with this particular moon. Good times are happening. This is a really good moon, I think. You know, I don't think that any of them are bad, but there are a couple during the year that I think have a little bit more impact just in terms of the energy that that particular sign naturally carries in general. And, you know, you want to see something phenomenal, have a phenomenal experience. Look at the head of the lion. That's very, very exciting. So looks like everybody's getting it together, getting in here. If you are here and you're watching, can you please make sure that you hit that like button? Just click the little thumbs up. It helps this video, helps the channel, helps it to get seen and get put out there by the algorithm. And everybody who YouTubes knows you got to play with the algorithm. So all right, my beautiful friends, let's get ready to talk about this. And, you know, while we're just waiting for like one more second, do we have any Leos? Are there any happy birthday Leos happening in the chat right now? Or even if you're watching this back on the replay, if it is your birthday time, I just want to say happy, happy birthday. You know, whatever that is looking like for you, I hope that you're having a good year, a good start to your annual year. And we'll see what it looks like, right? No planets in Leo. That's okay. Leo is in my 12th house as well, and I don't have any planets over there, but I do love when there's an activation to the 12th house because I've got all of these little behind the scenes things that are going on that as we move into Virgo season and we see, you know, the sun cross that space from the 12th house into my first house, and probably the same for you, the things I've been working on quietly behind the scenes or that have been hidden will get to come into the light. So I'm very, very excited about that for all of us. So all right, man. You know what, you guys? I was really having. I've been in my feelings, and I've been in my music and my creativity lately. And I was listening to that song. I don't know if you've seen the movie, The Greatest Showman. And I was listening to that song, "This Is Me," and it really reminded me of Leo season and what I think a fair amount of this moon has got going on with it as well, because there is this call to having a different response to surprising things that come up for us, but owning our response, owning our own individuality to that. So I think it's an absolutely beautiful song. If you haven't heard it, you know, check it out. She is just, I mean, she is singing from the heart, and she's like, this is me, you know, bruised and burned, and I'm not afraid to be seen anymore. And here we go, let's do this. So I think that's very much so a theme of what is going on at this particular moon. All right, let's get into here. Hit that like button and let's talk about some astrology. So, August 8th, 2021 will be our next new moon energy, which is beautiful because as we look at the new moons in their short cycles, or we look at the moons in general in their short cycles, we're going to take it new moon to new moon, full moon to full moon, but also full moon to new moon and new moon to full moon. So, when we're looking at the previous phase that the energy is coming out of, we're going to look back to this full moon that happened in Aquarius, July 23rd of 2021. So we want to see some energy that will be tied in there because Leo and Aquarius sit in opposition. So, go back and think for you. As we got past the 23rd and things are happening for you right now, what are you ending, acknowledging, and adjusting around some social things, some social groupings, maybe social media, social influence that you have, long range goals, plans, and designs that you've had for your life. And maybe even some of those things have changed and are shifting at this particular time. But whatever it's brought up for you, keep in mind that the aspect pattern that was linked to that particular moon as we were having it created a lot of activity, right? And it's typically an activity that makes us feel like, okay, I need to do this. I need to get going. I need to move. It's very Aquarian and Saturnian energy since Aquarius is ruled by both of those energies. So it can be this energy that does make us want to move forward. And so as we're here, and we're going to experience the newness now of this Leo new moon. What we need to consider is as we're planting our seeds of intention to have fresh starts, fresh beginnings, fresh eyes, fresh perspective on whatever is going on in the Leo areas of our chart, we had this burst of energy that helped us to end, acknowledge, or to adjust what was in the way so that we can have this fresh start. And the fresh start needs to be based around you, me, my creativity. What is my wow? What is my uniqueness? Sometimes we talk about the ego in a way that makes it sound really bad or really dirty, like you're saying a cuss word when you say ego. But Leo embodies the energy of the ego. And without the ego, without the beaming of the sun energy, we would do nothing. We would be nothing. Right? So it's very important that we do own that when we take the ego and we align it with this universe, the ego actually gets to be us in our prime, in our fullest, in your big mane of hair, shoulders back, standing tall out there in the jungle, being like, this is me, right? So we want to keep in mind that a space and a pathway has been made for us from that full moon, stepping up here to this new moon in Leo. And right here, we were talking about it a little bit before, but this new moon aligns with the stars at the lion's head, which is really, really incredible because I think about this. I get this vision in my head of that lion's head. It's fierce. It's bold. I think about Narnia, right? I don't know if you guys have seen it, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I think about Aslan. One of my favorite lines from that movie is in the last of the Narnia series, where the girl is talking to Aslan on the beach, and he says, I will be with you all the time. I'll be by different names, but you're going to need to remember me. You're going to need to learn my name so that you can call it. And I think that's what we're doing at this new moon is, what is your name? What do we call you today? From your insides out, what makes you fierce? What makes you bold? What brings that energy to the table? Now, sometimes as we see some of the lion-y energy and we look at things that have happened around the world, we can also see that there is a fierceness that is not kind about something happening in Leo energy, especially at the level where that vibration is pretty low. And so you may be called to be looking at some of that, where maybe you've been too long in the not fullness of your Leo energy, and you're being asked to step up to that. Now, while we are having this new moon, it's going to have this brilliant interaction that you can see on the screen with, excuse me, with Uranian energy. Not to mention, at this new moon, we also get Mercury involved, not tightly, but Mercury is involved. So it is a situation where we have the heart and we have the mind involved, and they're on the same page here, okay? But we do see that we've got this square happening between Uranus and this new moon. Now, first and foremost, Uranus and Taurus is still a very surprising energy. And if you haven't had the opportunity to watch my Uranus and Taurus video, I'm going to link it in the cards below, or I'll put it in the links down below so that you can check it out. But it is this energy of, it's like lightning hitting the earth. And what happens when lightning hits and splits the earth open? First of all, all of the gems, all of the minerals that have been unseen are able to be seen because they're risen to the surface. But at the same time, what do we do? And what have we seen around the world since Uranus has been in Taurus? It also unearths, right? Dead bodies, old secrets, old ideas. It also brings solution to the table because it cracks something open that needed an opportunity to reshape and to reform. And that is very much so what's going on for us. So as we see this challenging aspect of the square to the sun moon combination here, I want you to keep in mind a couple things. One, that a square, yes, is a challenging aspect because it puts us under tension. It pulls that energy into this little tiny square and tries to like squish us down in there, or a box. Think about being squished into a box. And so what happens, of course, when you're being squished into a box, you need to take an action to get out of it, right? We need a jack in the box kind of moment to get out of it. So the square in and of itself is actually demanding that we take some kind of an action because the square is the 911 of the aspects. It's like, do something. I need you to do something here. So what we're being called to do, or what is being brought to our table, is to get out of the box that we are stuck in. Now, the way that we will do that is that Uranian energy brings to the table unexpected things, surprising things, unexpected change, squaring against this newness, which maybe that's what you need. Maybe you saw back at that full moon that was happening in Aquarius. And don't forget, we're going to have another moon in August at 29 degrees of Aquarius. So you have this whole spectrum here to do something new about it. And perhaps this Uranian energy shocking you out of an old pattern is bringing you an exciting new change, an exciting new way to bring yourself forward. It could bring chaos, right? Uranus is an energy of chaos for absolutely sure, but it can be chaos that can be pulled and structured into something, can be pulled and structured into what you're going to do next. Whatever it is, whatever it brings to your table that is this kind of revelation. I've had a revelation. I need to rebel. I need to evolve. I need to jump forward. Just know that this energy is also happening at a lunar event. So it means it could be tapping into your emotions. Now, sometimes what that tap in can look like, feel like, is that it can just like amplify everything that we're feeling, everything that we're seeing, new information that comes our way. If something unexpected happens and we're needing to shift and change and pivot and be flexible, we can really have an emotional response to that. And sometimes that means my moon reaction to change is not always as subtle, but this is where you get to own it. It's Leo season. This is you. What are your actions? What are your reactions? What are your responses to the life that you have? What is your willingness to maybe surprise yourself and others and come out of your shell and own that Leo ego that is yours? What do you do well? Because when you do it well and you align yourself with the genuine humility and goodness of the universe, you get to go be big and bad and fierce and let that big lion's head energy kind of guide you forward. And you share that and you shine that sunlight with the rest of the world. So I will tell you, I think a couple things I would highly suggest at this particular moon is because we're dealing with Leo energy, which is fixed, because we're dealing with Taurus energy, which is fixed, and because we're dealing with Uranus, it is not a good idea to bear down into the stubbornness of fixed energy. That's not the best look for you at this particular time. Try to stay flexible. Stay on the balls of your feet. Make sure a pivot is available to you. You know what I mean? Getting stubborn, getting stuck down too much into that fixed energy will make the message of we need to shift and we need to change a lot harder, or feel like it is really, really pushing against you in a hard way that maybe feels a bit more painful. Where instead, if you're open-minded, you're flexible, you're willing to have maybe a higher perspective of what's going on. You know, we've talked about it several times on this channel, but if you're new, let's talk about it again. Stadium seating. At this particular moon, maybe you've got the best seats. They're on the field. You can see the sweat happening. It's so good, right? But maybe what needs to happen is you gotta Get up into those nosebleed seats so that you can see the entirety of the field, so that you can see what's really going on in the game, or give yourself a new pair of glasses, a new perspective on the situation so that you can own your response. You can take you into the situation and just do you. Right? So, regardless of where this particular moon is playing out for you, I want you to consider that staying open minded, staying on a pivot position for you is going to be really, really useful. It can help you to avoid having reactions that are cruel and unkind, and it can avoid arrogance. But I will also say this. I'm a big proponent these days, you guys, of even when we practice a sheer character defect, or we practice our character traits and they get way out of whack, just hugely arrogant during Leo season, right? I think that is also an opportunity for us to learn and grow. Now, those lessons feel a little bit more hard and uncomfortable, but we're human. We have the human condition. So sometimes we got to go through a little something. You got to have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. And as we are in this season where it's like, I have got to express, I need to have this revolution of myself, and I just have this urge to say something, maybe what we have to do is act a little bit off the cuff so that we're learning those lessons as well. So while I give you forecasts and I share with you information, I'm trying to give you the evolved action or the evolved characteristics of the signs and the energies that we're working in. I genuinely believe you cannot go out there and mess it up, right? You're going to learn. We're all going to learn by doing what we're doing, because it is my absolute belief that the universe wins every time. Let me say that again. The universe wins every time. So, however we need to learn these lessons so that our souls and our minds and our hearts get it, I think that we're going to do that. But, if you cannot willfully be so arrogant, that might be helpful as well. So if you've got a consciousness around that, try and work with that. Okay. All right. Now I want to back up for just a second in case we do have some people who are new, or people who've never even experienced what a new moon is. So what we're going to see in the sky astrologically is that the sun and the moon are together. And when our luminaries are together, it means absolutely anything is possible. It's also showing us a shift and a change in a 28-day cycle. So it's this really like gusto boost of life as the sun and the moon come together. It's an energy that I think makes us feel very balanced, or very like the equilibrium is actually on instead of off, which it can feel like when we get to a full moon. It's dark in the sky at this particular time. So when we plant our seeds of intention, and we'll have an eat and greet happening with Fern, and you guys will watch that one, and she's got a new moon activity for you to try. That one will be coming out August 4th. So make sure you check it out with some planetary archetypal digging, and there's a lot of good stuff going on in there. But either way, it's just this opportunity at the new moon to plant our seeds of intention, but we plant them in the soil of magic because it's dark. It is dark. We do not know exactly how this is going to bloom and how it's going to blossom. We just set the intention. So it's an excellent time in this 28-day cycle where we do start new things, because when you want to start new things in the energy on this planet, or in astrology, in many different practices, you want to be starting things at the waxing phase of the moon. And so we'll be experiencing that here as we're in this August 8th time frame, and then the energies will wax all the way until we get to August 22nd. So you've got this time to work with this energy, and this is when we begin those new things. After that, we need to kind of let them start to wrap down just a little bit. So if you are thinking about starting something, and depending on where this new moon energy is at for you in your chart, you may really be bringing something to a new project up, or something like that. This Uranian energy is throwing a little wacha in the water, and it's helping to break you out or to disrupt a pattern that has been there for quite some time, and it's getting some things out of the way. Okay, now this is just a thought that I think we're gonna all be faced with, is that as we're here and we're ready to take on this newness, this anything's possible under the new moon energy, we may come face to face at this lion's head energy with people, places, and things that just seem like they don't care. They don't care. There is no it can bring a situation to light in our lives where it feels like I need to take courage as this situation has landed at my front doorstep. And again, the courage will be to be me, to own my reaction, to own my beginning, to own how I'm going to step forward in my creativity, my courage, and my power. You know, Uranus, even though it is squaring this Leo energy, Uranus is an energy of originality. You know, it's originality. What is your original reaction, response, movement, energy that you're going to be putting out there? But I do want to say, you know, I think that there is a quite strong possibility that there could be something that comes to your table and the other party or parties are just not, it doesn't feel like that energy is reciprocal. And that is okay. You just move around that, okay? If you can also see up here, we've got a really nice trine to Chiron with this particular new moon, and Chiron is retrograde at this time. Now, Chiron in Aries is the wound of the identity, right? It is the wound of the identity. Now, Chiron's been in Aries for a while, also got to retrograde with Mars last year, so Chiron is actually, I think, in very good shape. Our identities, our calls to our identity, what makes me me, my inner fire, my inner warrior, the place that I've hurt so much that because I've hurt that way, I can relate to another person and help them out of their pain. So literally at this moon, when I'm telling you, own your reactions, own your you, own your creativity, what makes you unique, it's in trine to this Chiron that is retrograde. It's taking you back. What is this thing for you that's back here that you're absolutely freaking magical at, about? You do it. And maybe it hasn't been able to be as ever present and ever ready for you. And now you can bring that start. Does Uranus put you in a position with this unexpected information to create a space where you can bring that out? I told you I've been over here singing my little heart out, and I will tell you, I'm a grown person over here. And there were days in the last couple years where I literally cried, like had tears in the base of my eyes, because all I want to do is sing. I just want to use my words. I just want to use my word magic in a very, very public way, right? This is a piece of my identity. Music moves through me, color moves through me. And to be able to access that and put that out in the world in a way that is not only me, but that is also consumable. This is something that has been very, very big to that wound to my identity. And now there's an ease as we're at this particular moon to call that back up, to call that identity. And as you shine your light, you will let someone else see that they can do the same. As you shine your light, we find information, we find stories, we find solution, we find traumas and dramas, and in it, we're able to find relation. So I think that's very, very important to understand at this at this particular time. I think I just went on like a whole trail over here. But either way, I do think it is an important ease of access in that trine energy. And a fire trine is also just really nice because it does get some energy moving. There's an enthusiasm around it. So there's definitely some great energy as we look at this particular moon. So to wrap it up before I let you guys go, this has been a really nice exploration. Hopefully something that I'm saying or something that you're seeing on the screen is resonating with you. But we're going to have this new moon happening at 16 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo. It'll be on August 8th. And if you are looking at your chart, you just want to locate 16 degrees of Leo energy. Now, you also want to look and see if there's anything else happening at 16 degrees in your chart, whether it be another planet or it be one of your angles. Okay, you could have an angle that is at 16 degrees as well. Maybe you have some nodal things that are happening. If you have other things at 16 degrees, they are going to be interacting in some way with this particular moon. And you want to know about that so that you can see what that influence really means for you in your particular chart. Now, if you are looking at your chart as well, you want to look to the areas where you have other fixed sign energy. Okay, so you're going to want to look for your Taurus energy. Look for your, of course, look for your Leo energy. Look for your Scorpio energy. Look for your Aquarian energy and what's happening there and how they are potentially being stimulated, because this is a fixed new moon. So look at those areas to see maybe where your chart is being stimulated. That Uranian energy is going to bring a nice smooth disruption to the table. And remember, Uranus can be disruptive in the way that it just changes the plans completely for the day, but it can also be disruptive in a way of you've been sitting on the fence, you've been doing something too long and it hasn't actually moved forward, and Uranus comes like a lightning bolt and breaks up the energy and says, boom, go a direction. Now, Uranus does not come in like blind lightning. It's intuitive genius. So whatever idea Uranus spurs into you will help you to move forward quite originally with whatever decisions that you need to make. Now we're going to see our next moon coming up just after this. It's going to be a full moon happening August 22nd, and that's going to be at 29 degrees of Aquarian energy. Keep in mind that in July we had a full moon at 1 degree of Aquarius. So whatever was started there, we're going to pick up on this theme as we get to August 22nd, and we'll also be seeing in that 4 weeks what's happened from your new moon cycle to your full moon cycle. So I look forward to connecting with you all very soon. Please let me know in the comment section down below, if you're not here in the chat, where this is happening for you in your chart. Maybe what are some of your new moon intentions, rituals that you're going to be putting out there, because I would love to just send a little love in that direction for you. Like I said, over here, there's plenty of things happening and developing behind the scenes as we're getting ready for things to move forward into 2022. And on August 2nd, the Astrology Soul Family merchandise will be available. You'll see it pop up on the YouTube channel, and I'm 1000% more than excited. Keep in mind, you guys, right now with the YouTube Academy, you've got 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks of August, where we are on summer break. Okay, so if you're behind in any of your classes, things you wanted to see, questions that you wanted to ask underneath the videos, you can just leave them right underneath the videos. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, myself and the teaching assistants go in and we answer questions underneath the videos, and the teachers come back and answer them as well. So enjoy your break, enjoy the downtime, and absolutely enjoy your new moon time, you guys, okay? All right, everybody, like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I sure love you a whole ton, and I look forward to seeing you, beautiful friends. I'll see you in the weeklies, and the monthlies for August will be out just shortly as well, so make sure you check those out to see especially where we need to be flexible in the energies that are coming your way, okay? Bye, my beautiful friends.